First of all, Designing 4 would like to extend a huge thank you to Quinton Reviews for giving us some publicity and for all of the new subscribers we've gained as a result of his coverage. It really was a lucky break to get such an explosion of activity all of a sudden. Makes me a bit nervous even, like someone's watching me, hoping my next decision is the right one, knowing if I choose something stupid, they could all pack up and leave and... Damn it. Oh well, here goes nothing. Mario Party isn't a series that most people would leap to as the epitome of good design principles. It appears to be a competitive game on the surface, but competition is furthered by strategy, and Mario Party spits in the face of strategy every chance it gets. You can buy items to plan some elaborate comeback, but as soon as your die shows a 1 on that roll that you desperately needed a 5 or more on, you wasted all that effort for nothing. You might take a path to Boo instead of the star so that you can close the gap or sabotage another player, but then someone just lands on chance time and reverses everything back to where it was. And of course, communism promoted by your favorite tyrannical turtle is always a looming possibility. The minigames are the lone part of the game that can consistently yield greater results from greater skill, and they aren't exactly strategic gold mines themselves. You would think that the best design minigame would be one which is a bastion of strategy in a sea of choose a rope and tap A to win games. But no, ironically enough, the best designed minigame in the series is one that fully embraces Mario Party's cruel, sadistic nature, lying at the heart of the cards. Bowser's Big Blast from Mario Party 2. Bowser's Big Blast is an extremely simple concept. There are 4 players and 5 switches of different colors. You have 10 seconds to choose a switch, or the game will choose whichever one the character is hovering over for the player. One of these switches makes you lose. If a player loses, it goes on to the next round, with one less switch. Since there is always one switch more than the number of players, players always have a choice of which switch they would like to push. If the exploding switch is the only one left, the round resets. It continues this way until only one player is left. Of course, this is all meaningless fluff, but it feels like it isn't. The mark of a good luck-based game is one that can trick you into thinking you have agency when you don't. Even though the odds of winning this game are no different than drawing a random number from 1 to 4 and having that be the winner, everything surrounding the game turns it into a gauntlet of stress and anticipation. The multiple colors let the players create all kinds of myths surrounding what's safe and what's not. Always go with the switch that your character model has the least of. And the huge Bowser face is there to constantly laugh at your idiocy for choosing wrong. Since the player always has a choice, they feel real guilt and shame when they lose, even though they had no way of knowing. They have a full 10 seconds to decide, which makes their choice feel heavy and meaningful. As the number of switches goes down, the odds of picking a bad one increase, making the choice feel increasingly more important. Bowser himself is already a chaotic force in the Mario Party series, always interfering with the game and trying to have a negative impact, so the game automatically takes up a more dire and antagonistic tone just with his face there. It feels like the player is overcoming something with each survival, rather than just avoiding drawing the short straw. After each push of the switch, the music stops for a brief moment, which gives you half a second to dread what your fate will be. Even the in-game advice fools you into thinking that there could be some kind of secret strategy to the game. It gets in your head, man! Now where you turn, Bowser is there, judging. Other luck-based games just don't give that same kind of feeling. Mario Party 5's Get a Rope is exactly the same thing mechanically, but the entire experience is ruined because only 2 people are playing, there's no story behind it, and you only have to go through it once, never having to go through the feeling of, oh god, my turn's coming up, I have to do this again. You're just pulling one of 3 identical ropes. Once. That's no fun. Cheep Cheep Chance from Mario Party DS has a similarly dumb concept, and since the odds average out at 50-50 the whole time, it doesn't build momentum. Even games like Mario Party 3's Merry-Go-Chomp and Mario Party 4's Bowser's Bigger Blast, which possess similar mechanics and antagonistic atmospheres, don't touch Big Blast's simplistic brilliance. Whilst Bigger Blast adds a rumble and tons of shattering polygons, both it and Merry-Go-Chomp keep the music rolling after a decision is made. The simple horror that the player gets from the absence of music, trying to figure out if they've made a good choice or not before reality comes blasting in, is perhaps the most terrifying part of the original Big Blast. Humans are most afraid of the unknown, what their imagination fills in. Taking away the goofy music of Mario Party is like taking away a comforting hand, removing the player's stream of consciousness from the game and letting them dwell in their own doubts. I guess all I'm trying to say is there's an art to making a good anything, including something entirely luck-based. Mario Party may not be great at a lot of things, but at its best, it's certainly good at making you feel that you have a better chance than you do. Bowser's Big Blast ends up as a kind of microcosm of Mario Party itself, almost entirely random, but making you think your choices matter. And that is how you design for luck.